On an average day, 20,000 tons of material were pulverized and carried to the surface, enough to fill 2,000 dump trucks. The construction of the lining, of course, had to keep up with the pace of the excavation. The 8-ton concrete segments of the cylindrical wall were brought in from the surface. The tunnel is almost 8 meters across. Thanks to the blue chalk layer and the most up-to-date shield construction technology, the tunnel under the English Channel was completed in record time. The shield method idea was devised in Britain in 1818, at the peak of the Industrial Revolution. The first tunnel built with this method goes under the River Thames. The inventor was a creative engineer called Mark Brunel. That first tunnel is still part of the infrastructure of the London Underground. Wapping Station still uses the vertical shaft from the bottom of which Brunel's machine bored below the river. At the time, many people thought that the ground below the river was too unstable to permit construction of a tunnel, but Brunel, with his invention, proved them wrong. His tunnel has survived for more than 150 years. Mark Brunel owned a lumber mill. It was there that he found the clue which led him to invent the shield machine. Brunel was intrigued by the little holes which are often seen in old lumber. The holes are made by shipworms. They're mollusks related to clams. At that time, London docks were full of ships from all over the world, and their hulls were full of worms. These creatures are only a few millimeters thick, but they may grow to be 30 centimeters long. They bore into wood, using their tiny shells to do the drilling. As they progress, they secrete a substance which coats and toughens tunnel walls against compression and collapse. The white substance here is a shipworm's tunnel lining. The notion of boring and building simultaneously inspired Brunel. The walls of the tunnel he conceived were made of concrete, and the construction process was primitive by modern standards, but this is how and where it all began. Mark Brunel was born in France, but came to live and work in England. His homelands have now been linked by a system he invented, inspired by a clam, the shield construction method. The largest and most advanced shield machines are now being manufactured in Japan. This one is 14 meters in diameter and will weigh 3,000 tons. Meanwhile, a small parts center makes components for its automated functions. its nervous system. These sensors will be its eyes and fingers for watching and feeling. The activities of the giant automatic wall constructor are directed in accordance with information delivered by laser sensors. They guide the assembly to a tolerance of less than 1 millimeter. Sensors will be stationed at over 100 points on the machine. The cutting blades, teeth, determine the speed of excavation. Most of the soil in Japan is a complex variety of strata, and cutters have to cope with that variety. Blades are made of exceptionally durable materials like tungsten carbide and cobalt steel. Shield machines are now being used extensively in Japanese cities for subways, flood management, and sewage systems. Tokyo Bay is today a showcase for the most up-to-date developments in infrastructure technology. A 15-kilometer overpass is being built between Kawasaki and Kisaragu. A 5-kilometer bridge will stretch from the Kisaragu side to Kisaragu Artificial Island. From there, the road will pass for 10 kilometers through a tunnel under the ocean to Kawasaki. Halfway along the tunnel is a second artificial island. At that point, a vertical hole 100 meters in diameter will ventilate the tunnel, exhausting the fumes of the 64,000 vehicles which will pass through daily. This huge hole will serve initially as a base for shield machines used to build the tunnel. The giant excavators are already dwarfed by the structure they are helping to create.